Awesome. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. It's funny as I watch what people have done in travel in the last, I mean, someone said it was 10 weeks. I'm like, it feels like it's a lot longer, but I've been home since March 4th. We realized that was the last day. It was my husband's birthday. We went to a spring training game. And then we went to an award ceremony with Apple Vacations, came home, and then kind of bunkered down. I'm a severe asthmatic, so I've been at home.
Oh,
Yeah, so my husband is, he's moving into the room right now. There he is. He's so sweet. As we've been home, people who want to cruise really get excited about cruising. I would say my rebooks, 80% of my rebooks are cruisers. So the people who want to be doing their trip, who really want to go again, are people who want to be on a cruise ship, which is funny because then the people who are criticizing some of the people with COVID are like, oh, I'd never get on a cruise ship. And I want to be like, well, you would never get on it before. So, be quiet. But I have, because I've done it so long and I've been a travel agent for 26 years, although I sell all ages, I just turned 50. So I'm kind of this person where I've traveled without my kids, then I've traveled with my kids, and now I don't want to travel with my kids. So I love my kids, I don't mind, but so it's like we're like looking for that vacation, and we're trying to find that idea of like something that's a little bit unique, a little bit different. And I've always said this to people. So my husband and I like to drink. I like to sit at the bar. I'm very social. He's not as much. But what we love about some of the places we go is I like to go on a cruise because like we don't go out dancing. The last time we went dancing, oh my gosh, the people that were dancing at the bar were probably in their 80s and 70s, or they were like 20s and had on clothes that looked like they should be at the stripper pole. And so we're not going to go to those places because that's not our jam. But when you go to cruise, you feel it's like safe, people are having fun, everyone's kind of in it together. So you're in a good place. And so we love that. We love that there's, you go to like, we have enjoyed like the comedy club, sitting at a bar, laughing with people, and you meet people, and it's like you're in it together, and I love that part of it. And I was telling my assistant who came here this weekend, she went on an inaugural with me with NCL, and she was like, you know what? She goes, she got really seasick, but she goes, I'd go to cruise again. She goes, because she loved being on the cruise. She's like, I loved that whole experience of you're together and you had fun together. And I go, you don't get that at a lot of other places. When you're at an all-inclusive, you don't get that as much because you can all do different things. But when you're on a cruise, you kind of going through it together, and you run by people, you're like, hey, I saw you. Hey, I saw you over there. It just is. The last couple cruises we went on were either A, too big, or too many kids. And when you have teenagers, see, your child is so cute. And I would go on. I don't even mind getting woken up by her. But I love my they're teenagers, and they're like, what? My last cruise, I should post the photo. I did a contest about 6 months ago, and it was post your worst child photo on vacation. Because I have a picture of my 3 kids. We had to fly overnight to our cruise. So we had to fly from Phoenix to Charlotte. So it's 3 and 2. And so my 2 girls have to sit next to a stranger.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. And my son cannot believe that he doesn't get an aisle or a window. And he has in the middle. And he was like, what? And I'm like, guys, when you pay for the seats, you get to pick. And so then we have to go to our next flight, and they've all flown overnight, and they literally, their facial expressions are like this. They're like, they're so irritated with me. And I'm like, wait, who paid? The whole time I was like, why am I taking them on vacation? And they're great kids. It's just difficult. And the photos that people gave me of their kids, they were hilarious, screaming at Disney, screaming. It was like so funny because I'm like, you have all these expectations. And I was like, when I started in travel in 1994, people went alone on vacation. Most people did not bring their kids on vacation. We had a totally different vibe. And now with working moms and dads, you have to have a space for your kids. So it's really fun. So I'm excited about that. I'm just waiting to see. I usually give about 5-6 minutes to see, because I know we have a couple more people that said they're coming. They can come late too, but you can go ahead and start because we are recording it. You're welcome to start on it, and then I will field any questions. I did want to introduce you guys if you haven't heard, this is Lauren Harris. She works with, so you work with Virgin Voyages. That's the name of the company.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
and I got to hear about him. A friend of mine got to go. She's from Texas, but she lives here. She got to go to the party that was in New York last year. And she's like, have you heard of this? I was like, no. I hadn't heard of it. But I knew who Richard Branson was. It's hard not to know who he is. So, and everything that he's done, I mean, from the airline alone, from anything, from music, everything he's done has always been amazing. So I'm very, very excited to do this. And then one of my friends who's a travel agent invited me to go with her. And she's like, Susan, I really think this is going to be a really great product. And I think that people want to do something that's a little bit different. So I'm excited. So I'm excited for people to know about it, to know how they can book, and for us to share this with everyone and look at what's going to happen. Because I tell them, I go, bucket list can be this year. It can be 5 years from now. Who knows? But go ahead. You can totally go ahead.
Thank you, Susan. Thanks, guys, and thank you all for joining me. I am so excited to share Virgin Voyages with you. And like Susan mentioned, literally everything that Richard Branson does, he turns to gold, and he does it in his own very unique way. And a lot of this comes based on research. So know that everything that we've decided to do that is done a little bit differently is based on an incredible amount of research from who we think our main demographic will be, and them telling us exactly what they wanted and us putting that in place. So I'm going to share my screen, and we'll get started here. Let me, how do I make the screen go away? I'll just do this instead.
Wait, let me do this. Let me make you a, oh, you're still a co-host. Okay, good.
Yep. Okay. So you guys can see that full screen?
Yep.
So hi. Yep. Okay. So thank you guys for joining. Travel fulfills us, it connects us, and we are in some very strange times. And usually I would fly out to Phoenix or wherever you are, and we would cheers with a glass of champagne together. But the time to travel, it will come again. And just know that we will all appreciate it more than ever. Like Susan and I were chatting and saying, it's so weird that I've not been on a plane once this year. So we are all anxious to get out and explore the beautiful things that the world has to offer. So thank you guys for joining, and we are looking forward to sailing soon. With that, our first ship, Scarlet Lady, is going to be our main girl of the evening. She is a 2,700 passenger ship with 1160 crew. In a post-COVID world, we are going to really evaluate what the capacity looks like. She has not sailed yet on a full revenue sailing either. Her first sailing was supposed to take place on April 1st, 2020. That was obviously postponed. And now she is set to sail on October 16th, 2020 for her maiden voyage. So we are very much looking forward to that and getting to show off her beauty and all of the hard work that everybody at Virgin has really put into her. So we'll go through her onboard spaces and everything that she has to offer. So to set sail the Virgin Way, what does this mean? It means that we've taken everything that people love about a holiday or a vacation, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a vacation at sea, but that those great features of a land vacation, and we've taken those and put those on Scarlet as well. So setting sail the Virgin Way. The most important and earth-shatteringly amazing thing that we have done is no kids. So you must be 18 plus to sail with us. Someone over the age of 21 needs to be booked in every cabin. So 18 plus to sail, but you need someone over the age of 21 in the cabin. This was done on a lot of research. Our itineraries reflect those that we wanted to be mindful of those that, one, may have limited vacation time and don't want to use it all in one space, but also those that are leaving their kids behind. Like Susan said, usually we are traveling with our kids, and so this is a great opportunity to get away, but to also have it condensed within less than a week so that you get back to your children in a healthy amount of time, but you still come back feeling transformed and awakened and refreshed. Food, glorious food. I could talk so passionately about all of our restaurants because it is my absolute favorite thing to do in the world. When people are like, what is your hobby? I tell them, I don't know, is eating a hobby? Because that's mine. So I'm so excited about what we have done with our approach to food. It is not earth-shatteringly amazing and nothing you haven't seen before, but if you're used to cruising, it's probably very different than what you've seen on other ships. What we haven't done, we don't have any buffets, which in a post-COVID world, mostly everyone wants, so won't have. So we were ahead of the game on that one, but all the food on board is cooked to order. There's no main dining room. There's no forced formal nights. There's no assigned dining times. There's no cheesy forced photos that you sit around at dinner. And my parents, I've cruised my entire life, and I have every part of my awkward stage highlighted in a weird seat that I'm sitting in a main dining room on a ship on. So I'm glad that that won't be a part of anybody else's world when you're on Virgin Voyages. But what we have done is really immersed ourselves in creating the most amazing culinary experiences, mixing it with fabulous, what we call drinkeries or bars or mixology. And I'll dive into some of those restaurants later. And then our third big component for us is vitamin C. And this is kind of broken into two parts. Wellness done your way, so wellness for yourself and that transformative nature and refreshing and a reinvigorating experience that you'll have for yourself. But we also have the sustainability part for the ship. So Scarlet Lady is extremely sustainable herself. We've partnered with a company called Climb On, and their technology turns all of our wasted energy into reusable energy in the form of heat. So they're doing amazing things on board the ship. There is no single-use plastics on board. There's obviously no straws. There's water bottles are completely banned unless they're reusable. And so we've really taken that step to make sure that we are not creating any more of a footprint than we have to, from the technology on the ship all the way through the waste that we are using. The other side, the more fun side of it, if you will, would be the wellness for yourself. So all of our group fitness is included. We have an amazing focus on well-being menus for culinary experiences and kind of detoxing yourself all the way down to the redemption spa where you can go and have all of these amazing treatments. So what do you get when you sail on Scarlet Lady? All of this is included. All of your tips, all of your gratuities. You won't get some crazy charge at the end. When you order a drink or you have a service done, there is no tipping required. There's not even a line item that you can add a tip. So truly, we've taken really, really good care of our crew so that you don't have to. We believe that Wi-Fi is a basic human right. So with that, all of our Wi-Fi is included on board, so you can connect or disconnect as much as you'd like. As I mentioned earlier, our culinary experiences are absolutely fabulous, and we don't want you to have to miss out or feel like you're being nickeled and dimed. So eat your heart out, eat wherever you'd like. There's no upcharges to eat in any of our restaurants. Come and go as you please, eat in as many a night as you choose. It is all there for the taking. And then last but not least, our group workouts are all included too. So with that focus on vitamin C, you can enjoy a spin class, a Pilates class, bar, yoga, sunrise yoga. There's a boxing gym. There's all types of really great fitness experiences, if you will, on board, and they are all included as well. So the biggest thing that's not included is alcohol. So all of your basic beverages are included within that eatery category. So all of your flat and sparkling water, your soda, your drip coffee and tea, juices, all included. Alcohol, a smoothie or like a fresh pressed juice and specialty coffees will have an additional price. Not in the business of making you feel like we gotcha and you're on board, and if you want that beer, you're going to spend $14 on it because there's nowhere else to go. Everything has a fair and reasonable price attached to it. So in front of you, you can see that you can get a beer for about $5 to $6, a basic Tito's and soda or a basic cocktail under 10, as well as a really good glass of wine under 10. So remember, all of the tips are always included. There's no service charges, and there's not like $5 plus the service fee plus the tip plus whatever else that now makes it $9. That is the flat price. So then to our destinations, where she goes, as well as Valiant Lady. So just to highlight, we have 4 ships on order. Ship 2 and Ship 3 are currently being built in the shipyard, so we'll focus on Scarlet Lady. She does 4, 5, and 2 specialty itineraries that are 7 nights over Christmas and New Year. She always sails round trip, departing from Miami. On your 4-night option, you will visit Key West and a stop in Bimini on that sailing with a day at sea. On our 5-night options, there's 3 different choices. You have Costa Maya, Mexico, Riviera Maya, Mexico, that stops in Cozumel, and then the Dominican Republic option, which would stop in Puerto Plata, and those additionally will all feature a stop at the beach club at Bimini. For that 7-night itinerary, it goes to San Juan, Puerto Rico, as well as Puerto Plata and the beach club at Bimini. So those are your options with Scarlet. With Valiant, she's going to be sailing 7-night Mediterranean sailings out of Barcelona. Her big feature there is that she will always have an overnight in Ibiza. So Ibiza is known for their fabulous nightlife, and will let you experience it to the absolute fullest by having that overnight feature. She will winter in the Caribbean and come back to Miami, but we have not released the details on that. So TBA on winter for Valiant, as well as 3 and 4. So just a highlight for us is really the beach club at Bimini. This is a crown jewel. This is a true extension of all of the fabulous features that this ship has brought to land. So it's our private beach club meant to rival all of those beach clubs that you would see, such as Soho House in Miami, or a fabulous beach club in Mykonos or Barcelona or something like that, where you feel very exclusive and very posh, but you get the best of any world and any energy that you're looking at. So if you'd like a chill, refreshing day at the beach, that is there for you. If you're looking for a fabulous pool party, we've got that. All of the offerings that are on the ship extend to the beach club as well. So all of your eateries on Bimini are included, as well as if you have bar tab, which is our drink package, or any shipboard credit, that can all be used at Bimini as well. So super fabulous. Can't wait to experience it myself. So another question I always get asked is, who is Virgin Voyages for? And to meet our sailors, we don't call our guests or passengers by any other name other than a sailor. And so the sweet spot for us is really between 35 and 60, and the median age of everybody booking right now is about 47. We're not surprised by this at all, with the adults only offering, like I mentioned earlier, those that are conscious of the amount of vacation time they have or having to get back to children. Also those that don't mind spending a little bit more to have a very posh and luxe experience, but without the stuffiness or the snootiness that sometimes comes along with some of those traditional luxe lines, where it does get a little quiet after 9 p.m., which you won't find with us. So a couple of promotions that your travel advisor can always offer to you. You can get up to $500 in onboard credit if you book before June 30th. Depending on your cabin category, you can get up to $500 in Sailor Loot, which is what we call our onboard credit. That can be used absolutely anywhere on the ship, on Bimini, on shore excursions, any of the likes. If you are into indulging yourself, we'll say, you can always prepay for your bar tab. So bar tab is our drink package offering, if you will. There's not really a lot of red tape around it, other than it is purchased in $300 increments, and for every $300, we'll give you $100 extra credit to spend. So typically it's 50, but through your travel advisor, you can earn the full 100, and these are uncapped. So purchase as many bar tabs as your little heart desires. Now we'll dive into some of the onboard spaces. Bear with me, as most of these are renderings. The crew is on there taking as much as they can in whatever capacity they can to get full, real images of the ship, but we just haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. So cabins and suites. The massive suite is our largest suite on board. It is massive at 2,200 square feet. It will blow your mind with the incredible lighting and the marble accents. Within the massive suite, you can host as many of your friends as you'd like. Obviously, there's great seating, great entertainment areas. All of our suites feature 100% Carrara marble in the bathroom. And on all of our top level suites, the top 5 categories, you'll find a peak of view shower that you see in the top left-hand corner. And as I pointed out earlier, it's a view of the sea, not a view of yourself. There's also a hot tub, a catamaran net, and my favorite part, the table that makes it very easy to get up and dance on once your meal is done. Richard Branson is known for dancing on tables to kind of get a party going, and so that's kind of our ode to him. So then I'll just highlight one of our other cabins, and that's a sea terrace. And for the ship is made up, 86% of the ship is made up of the sea terrace cabin. So this is your balcony offering. Right now you see it in day mode. So the seabed is set up like a lounger, and this is to mirror what life would be like at home, right? If you come into your cabin at 4 p.m., you want to watch a little TV, maybe grab a drink. You don't necessarily want to sit in your bed. So we set it up in lounge mode. We do equip it with a nap kit should you want to take a nap. And then at night, it magically turns into sleep mode. So this turns into a European queen size bed with an amazing topper on top. The lighting dramatically changes. The curtains will close. Everything is done by magic with a little assistance from our cabin staff. If you need this done at a specific time during the day, or you hate the idea of this, all of it can be requested in the app to either have turn down service done early or to leave the bed in night mode at all times, should you choose. So then some of our onboard spaces. One of my favorites, the athletic club. So out here you have the largest day bed at sea, as well as a very large 220 square foot catamaran net. So this is kind of our ode to mega yachting. Where you can have that fabulous Instagram-worthy shot of you kind of in this huge catamaran that 17 decks down is the ocean. And then you have all these great day beds around it. The manor is where you can get your dance on, get your drink on. This is a fabulous nightclub, 2 stories, that will truly rival any nightclub that you would see in a major city. The reviews from the one sailing that we've had, the transatlantic sailing, is that this place is the absolute bomb. The TJs here are absolutely incredible. It's not just a guy in a playlist with his iPhone, but true notable artists that really do an amazing job. So if you are into staying out until 3, 4 a.m., this would be your spot.
Nope.
And then maybe, and then on the alternative side, you have the option to have a fabulous day at the spa, at the Redemption Spa, which is supposed to feel like an underwater cave. There's amazing therapy rooms here. There's a mud room, a salt room, there's hydrotherapy pools, there's hot rooms, cold rooms, all of which you get to take advantage of with any service. So if this is more your speed, then we've got you covered there too. Then we have the Aquatic Club, which is our main pool. This is your spot that you'll find people gather, obviously, mostly during the days, especially sea days. There's big loungers, there's seating everywhere. It's supposed to feel very posh and chill. What you won't find here, and I just want to give you a fair warning, is no belly flap contest, no Mr. Sexy Legs, no foam parties, no forced fun. So you'll never have a Mega Man shouting or at you on a microphone for like an hour straight trying to get you to do the dollar dance or anything like that. But really just great music and a cool vibe all around. So then we have our eateries, everything that's near and dear to my heart. The Wake, amazing, fabulous reviews. This is our steak and seafood restaurant. So it features amazing steaks, great seafood towers. It has a very opulent vibe to it. There's a raw bar in here. There's also a Magnum wine bottle service for anybody that wants to get a Magnum wine bottle. That's there. We do craft cocktails made tableside. Seafood towers. So really just one of those great spots if you want to get dressed up and have a great steak and seafood experience. Razzle Dazzle, I know what your faces probably look like, and you said, whoa. This is a vegetarian forward restaurant that features a naughty list for those that want real meat. So if you would like to enjoy a real hamburger, or piece of fried chicken on that salad, we do have that on the naughty list. But for the most part, it is vegetarian forward, with whimsical offerings like fairy bread and sparkly churros and really fun dishes. This is also where we host drag brunch. So if you are interested in joining our resident drag queen on board, this is where she hosts drag brunch. One of my other favorites, Test Kitchen. Obviously it has like a laboratory feel to it. This is a set menu of 5 to 6 courses. And this is for your very adventurous foodies. The idea behind it is when you read the menu, it'll read more like an ingredients list. And for example, it might say scallops, steak, blue cheese, and chocolate. And all of the courses will have that component in a very cool way. So definitely for your more adventurous types, but it's supposed to be really, really cool. Also another one that had amazing reviews. Gun Bay, I don't know what this will look like in a post-COVID world, because this is Korean barbecue where you do cook at the table. And so originally it was designed to where it would be a social aspect and you might be cooking with people you didn't know, but we don't know what that will look like in post-COVID, probably not. But anyway, you cook at the table, you make all of these wonderful dishes. If you've ever been to Korean barbecue, it's super, super fun. We also encourage drinking games here to kind of get the party started. So shots of soju are offered. I love it. Shots of soju are offered as soon as you sit down to kind of break that ice, and a list of all of the traditional Korean drinking games to go along with the soju is there. So this is one of your livelier restaurants where they're very jovial and the waiters and waitresses are having a really great time in kind of a more social aspect.
Do you make reservations at restaurants, or is it just a show up?
You can. So you can make a reservation, but we also will take walk-up. So it's not like every restaurant will be booked full and you can't get in.
Okay.
In a pre-COVID world, we also had it to where you could eat at the bar. Just like in any restaurant, where if you just popped in and it's 2 of you and you find 2 spots at the bar, you can eat. We don't know. They're working through what that would look like in our new normal. But even so, you'll always be able to jump on a wait list, or if there isn't one, you can just walk right in. Or if you know where you want to eat, you can make a reservation. So we've kind of left it up to the sailor to decide, depending on how they like to eat. So Pink Agave, this is our upscale Mexican. This is flavors influenced from Mexico City. So your true, authentic Mexico City type of menu. It also has a tequila and mezcal tasting bar. The food here, this is kind of a sleeper for me. I was like, oh, I'm sure it's good. Apparently, this one has like rocked everybody's world. So I'm really excited to try the dishes here, but it's supposed to be absolutely phenomenal. And then you cannot have any vacation without having your hearty Italian. So at Extra Virgin, it's family style pasta dishes and family style Italian. There's a rare Italian wine tasting menu here as well. But really just an overall good, hearty, warm vibe. So those are kind of the main restaurants that you would probably eat at night. Razzle Dazzle offers brunch as well as Wake. They offer brunch and breakfast as well. But there's many other grab and go places on board, but the one that most people will gather to is the galley. And it's set up with all of your different food stations. Everything is cooked to order. So you have all of those offerings that you would want, from soups and sandwiches and salads and sushi and noodles and tacos. There's a 24-hour American diner up here that you can kind of see in that back corner. All of this is your grab and go. And so it's kind of go as you please, but again, in a safe, clean, and also very sustainable way. So even before we had all of this going on, we never wanted to waste food, and there's a lot of rules and regulations about buffets and how long food can stay out and how much people are taking and how much do they actually eat. So instead, we wanted to be very conscious about all of those decisions. So up here in the galley, get anything you want. All of our restaurants are open late. So if you are a late diner, and depending on your, many different cultures eat later normally anyway, that's not a problem. So if you like to eat around 9, 10 p.m., all of our restaurants are open, and there's a lot of 24-hour options as well. Any questions?
I don't think so. I have 4 people. I had this trouble last time, and I'm just sorry, but we have recorded 4 people that have messaged me 3 times. I can't get through. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an issue with Zoom on my computer versus like going to zoom.com. So, so I'm sorry about that. But does anyone have that's here that has questions that hasn't been answered? I will say this, for me, not a question, an observation. Way better than I thought. Like way
Oh, good.
way more excited about it. Like I wrote down some ideas. You know, when I look back at, like, I just had my 50th birthday, looking at 40th birthday parties, 45th, and I like that you said, you know, you're right, 4 or 5 days. I always thought, oh, I don't want to do that. That's like a, you know, I want to go for a longer cruise. But when you're thinking, okay, they can get a group of their friends. There's nothing better than going on a trip with friends. My husband and I have met people, and now we travel with them about twice a year. And it's just, I absolutely love my husband, 27 years, but I love traveling with other people. And so trying to look at, okay, trying to find people, and then yoga and those classes, because my husband's a huge yogi. And so going with,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, going with these people who then go, oh, then you get on the boat and you're like, all I can use is the treadmill, or they can walk outside, and they're like, oh yeah, they don't even want to go to the gym because everything, like the lights, everything they're going to do costs money. And then they get done. The biggest complaint of a cruise when people come back is, I walked away with a bill that was more than I paid to get on the boat.
Then you pay to get on. Yep.
Yeah. So
You hear that all the time.
Yeah. So that's really exciting. I look at that and I go, oh, these yoga. I just had a lady today. We just met on there's a new social media group called Alignable, and I got on that. And she was someone from Montana, and they were trying to go to Mexico for a yoga retreat, and they had to postpone it because of COVID. I'm gonna send her this and be like, hey, would you guys think about doing something like this instead? And this would be included, and they wanted an all-inclusive. Maybe this is something you guys could do instead, because they would have the opportunity to do this. The only other question, so something like that, the only question I had was, do you guys do weddings or anything like that?
No. So the long and the short of it is, no, we're not really equipped for weddings. We can't perform any type of services on board. We don't really have the capacity to shut down any of our big areas for a long amount of time that a reception would usually require.
Okay.
So on the flip side of it, and I'll just touch on this quickly because it does kind of play into the sailor experience. We don't allow any circles, as we call them, or groups over 150 people. So you won't find that you've come on board and you've chosen a sailing that Aflac has also chosen for 1,000 of their best employees. So You won't go into any of our public spaces and see thousands of t-shirts that have kind of taken over the bar, and then you feel like a stranger on your own vacation.
Yeah.
So the reasoning behind weddings and all of that is that we're not equipped for it, and we don't ever want to offer an experience and do it poorly and say, oh, but we have it, but it's not really great. And then in turn, it affects your other sailors too.
I agree.
Yeah. So for us, yeah.
You have a niche of what you want to sell, and that's why I'm like, oh, I could go on this. So
Absolutely. So the type of, yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Real quick, I
No,
was
you're fine.
unable to join in until you'd already started by about 20 or 30 minutes. Is there any chance
no.
you can send the recording to me so I can catch up on the beginning part that I missed?
Yeah, so I will, I have a YouTube page. And what I'll do is I will put it, I'll put this all on the YouTube page. It takes about 45 minutes for it to, like, I don't know, whatever Zoom does. I'll put it on there, and then I'll post it on my Facebook group, my Facebook business page. I have all of our Zooms that we've done. So if you want to go back and look at any of them, you can totally go back and look at any of the ones that we've gone on, and you can, it'll say the title, it'll say, you know, Fiji or Virgin Voyages, and you can go see, and if you have questions on it, don't hesitate to reach out.
Wonderful. And then where are you guys porting out of? What is your port, your hub?
Port Miami. So we are building, so we're building our own terminal in Port Miami that will be done in November of next year. So once that is finished, we will have literally the most incredible Virgin experience from the second you get out of your Uber. So yeah, we're really committed to Port Miami.
Great. And when do you plan to resume?
October 16th is our first sailing.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
I like that because you guys are farthest out of all the cruise lines right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or what's happened with the other cruise lines is they're like, we're not doing June. Then we're not doing July. That it literally is like every 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, now I'm canceling these. So you guys have gone. I know you haven't started yet, but you've also gone farther out, which I think kind of helps us with. Okay, let's just, because we're trying to get people in the right place. Let's do this right. That's why I keep trying to tell people. I don't want to book a trip for someone just to make money. I want to book a trip, and I want your experience to be great. I want you to come back. I want you to go. I want to build a relationship with you. I want, you know, you to go on a trip again and again and again. So, you know, that's kind of where I'm coming from. But yeah, I will take this recording as soon as we're done, and we will. I'll put it up on the page, and then, like I said, if anyone has any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am new to this, but that's why I build these relationships with my salespeople. They're called BDMs, the area people. So that if I have questions that I can't answer, I will totally reach out to her. And if you guys are interested in this, there's so many great ideas. And you guys are selling now until, are your dates through 21 or through 22?
21.
Yeah.
October of 21 for now. I'm sure we'll open up 22 later in the year, but
yeah.
Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves.
Right.
Even though right now we probably should, because 21 is going to be a hit year.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put out that promotion too, because there's some promotions going on right now that are really good. So I so appreciate it, Lauren. Thank you so much. Go enjoy your beautiful little baby girl. And it was a pleasure meeting you. And I will send
Thank you
too, and we'll hopefully talk again soon.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Guys,
Have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Lauren.
Bye.
Are you still on there?
Yeah.